Hello my fellow gamers, Simple Geek Gaming, and welcome back to the Codex Modsauce server for episode 3. And today we've got quite a few things that we actually want to do, but first I think we'll just give you a quick little recap in terms of what you might have missed if you haven't previously watched any of these Modsauce episodes. And I need to change view because the dry right there with the rotten flesh or the monster jerky is doing my head in a little bit. So in the last episode we went off exploring to try and find that beloved village, and it was kind of a fail because if we just look at the map you can see all the area that we actually explored, and that is probably a good few hours worth of exploring and absolutely nothing. The only village we did find was this one up here, and as you can see it's just a two-bird building village, and that was quite annoying. Not the exact village I had in my mind. I thought I was going to find a village with at least a tinker's smeltery in. That was the whole point of the bloody expedition. But either way, excluding this little bit disappointing, so we did find an absolute humongous amount of stuff. Like all these little barges had loads of goodies and stuff. Because if we just check in here, like some of them, as you can see, found loads of dark steel, like different pulsating iron, no idea, redstone alloys, vibrant alloys, and electric steel, still not a blooming clue. Another bonus that we found is obviously another meteor. It's the final piece for our applied logistics puzzle that we will start very soon, and that was obviously, as you can see, the silicon press. So that's an absolute bloody bonus, but we haven't finished yet. The biggest one that we found was these. If I can actually open this blooming chest. Yes, these division sigils, 4 of them. All I'm thinking is, it's going to take an absolute forever and a day to actually get through all these, especially the fact that once you activate one, you got 256 uses out of it, and even then, it's going to take an absolute forever and a day to actually use them all, because as far as I'm aware, the only things you can actually use it for is to make unstable ingots, if I'm correct. Yeah, unstable nuggets, unstable ingots, and that is it, because that's a little bit of information we're not really going to read. So very cool that. Yeah. So since the last episode we've just been a little bit busy in terms of setting things up, because as you can see here, still the same old basic little base we got, but we've now got an entry point going downstairs, and if we just head downstairs, you can see I've actually gone ahead and just made myself a smelter myself. Even though Robbie has got one in his base, it's just the thought that I'd rather just make one for myself as well, just for the hell of it. And it looks, I mean, awesome. Just look at it. It's so impressive. Like, you just come down here, and that's the first thing that stands out. Because originally, like, no, as you know, most smelter is a case of 3 blocks, space, 3 blocks, and I just thought I didn't really fancy having a big gaping gap right there, so I just thought fill that in and then do the same just down here, just to make it look a little bit more impressive. The only annoying thing is we don't have any blooming lava, though there is a lava pit literally just down here that we can go to and pick some up, though I'm kind of scared to, because I don't want to get blooming killed by skeletons or zombies. Because earlier on, while I was farming some trees, because as you can see we need charcoal for the little project that we got in a second, if we just hop up here, hopefully there's nothing outside looking at the map. There isn't. You can see. So as you can see, right in front of us are ender lilies. Kind of got destroyed by a bastard blooming creeper. So I come up here and I thought, right, I can't run. My hunger's a little bit down, so eat some food, and then I can hit him and run off. I hit him, and it blew up. By the chance I got to here, and then got blew over there. Luckily enough, it didn't kill me, but it just left a massive big crater with 1 ender lily, but no ender pearl with no lilies. And then the second one decided to blow up literally right next to me, literally a few seconds later. So hit that one, came back up here, obviously massive big crater. This one comes down, boom, and blows the second head that I had. I really got peed off by that. Really did get peed off. And it's just a case now, get on with what we want to do today, and that is to get more resources. I'm not talking just a few stacks here and there, I am talking an absolute bucket load. And the only way to do that, obviously if you played Modsauce, is to get a quarry. And there are a number of quarries that that we do have options for. And if we just press into here, as you can see, we got 3 possible quarries that we could use: the normal one, the Quarry Plus, and the Ender Quarry. The only problem is with these 2 here, we can't exactly make them because we don't have the resources. The Ender Quarry, as you know if you've ever watched my Mineception series, is a stupidly complex recipe that takes forever and a day just to bloody make. And the Ender Quarry, this is completely new to me. It needs an assembly table just to make it, so you need another quarry and then loads of other little bits and bobs that I have no idea how to bloody make. So it's just a case of starting off with this, a simple quarry that just requires loads of gears. The only annoying thing is we need diamonds, and if we just look in our chest, if you see, look again, all we've got is some diamond shards, and that is not actually going to cut it. We need about 11 diamonds plus around about 20 plus gold and God knows how much iron. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just make a few little bits and bobs and go off mining somewhere. And I'm not going into the mining dimension. I want to save that till I've got the quarry itself. So I'm probably just going to go into these woods somewhere around here and then just go to town for maybe about an hour or 2, see what I can get my hands on, and then come back and we can actually start by making everything we need and heading there. So I'll see you in a little bit. Right guys, I'm back at the base, and we are back also from our little mining trip, which only lasted around about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We still got an absolute impressive haul, which is all in here. And the most important thing is, if we just take a look, we got the diamonds that we needed so we can actually get on and building this blooming quarry, which is absolutely blooming fantastic. We also got quite a bit of iron, some gold, which surprisingly enough, I didn't find that much. Tons of redstone, which I'm sure I'm going to find useful. And very strangely enough, some glowstone. Literally at Y 13 or 14, which was a complete shock to me. It's like, mine, and next thing you know, I heard a glass smash and saw this and thought, okay, that's a little bit unusual. And this is a little bit more unusual. We found this shiny ore. So this has basically, I reckon, only just been implemented into the thermal mod pack itself, and it's probably just increased the rate so you can get shiny ore so you can make tesseracts. So, because before that, it was a case of you have to put this into the pulverizer and thermal, and then you get a chance of getting some. But see, we found this. We can actually get 2 out of this, so that's pretty good bonus. Though, on the other hand, is this mana infused ore. I have absolutely no idea what the hell this is, other than the fact that if we just press on uses, we can make facades out of it, so that's pretty good, even though I'm not really sure why we want to make a facade out of it. It's just a case that we can either make the ingots or a gear, but if we just press uses for the gear, it has this. So, in my eyes, this is something that is going to be implemented in a future update. So this is very intriguing as to what sort of machine is going to be able to use this. It must be something really high up there in terms of near enough end game for thermal. So that is pretty cool. So now it's just a case of we need to try and get some of this stuff down and made into ingots and all sorts, so we can go ahead and make all the stuff we need so we can get this quarry started. So I'm going to get on with that, and then I'll come back to you so we can start the process of all the fun. Right, welcome back guys, and one thing you may be noticing before we get started is the fact we haven't got any single torches in here, but we still have lights, and the reason for that is down to these little square thingamajigs in the corner of this room. And these are, as you can see, glowstone nook. And the nook is basically, I took a bit of glowstone and then chopped it up with this saw just to create all of these little things in here. As you can see, glowstone nook. And what they do, you just place them up like a normal micro block, and they still emit the same amount of light as you would as one per normal glowstone block, which in my eyes is absolute bonus because I've just cut it up and I can just place it all around the mini base and just keep the area just fully lit up to stop loads of mobs spawning. And it's so cool. It's like no more torches only for caving. This is absolutely brilliant. But to be honest, I don't think we're actually going to go caving anymore because as soon as we get this quarry up and running. And speaking of this quarry, the one thing that we need to sort out first is how we're going to sort the storage out. And the easy answer for that is barrels, but not these conventional barrels here, but in fact better barrels from the mod Java. If we just bring it up here, and this is the mod itself. It's basically a lot better version than just normal barrels because we can actually upgrade them. The recipe itself for the barrels is fairly simple. It's just a case of logs, chest and a plank. And the case of we can upgrade it in many ways, and to do that we need to create these structural upgrades. And basically they provide us extra slots. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and make a few of these little bits and bobs and show you exactly what I mean. So here is the better barrel. As you can see, it looks quite a lot different from the normal barrel, which is right here. No, it isn't. It's right in one of these chests. You just grab that out like so, and here we go. Like, the normal barrel only has a capacity of 64 stacks. And the moment this one does, as you can see, 64 stacks max. And it's also got like the other things like saying structural level and upgrade slots. And to actually increase them, we need to put these upgrades on, and these are extremely simple to make. And the upgrades are very difficult in terms of you need different types of materials. Like upgrade 1, you only need wood, 2 iron, 3 is gold, 4 is diamond. It gets more and more expensive as you go on. Like 5 is obsidian, 6 is endstone. That shouldn't be too hard to make much later on when we got a good few more resources and such. And obviously the final one, 7, is emerald. The only thing I'm not sure about is whether we can add multiple slots to these, i.e. as it says there, or multiple upgrades. But the thing is, as soon as we add an upgrade, just shift and right click, you see that the chest changes colour, and we've now got the upgrade symbol in the top right left of this box. So box barrel. So as you can see on the top, we now have an upgrade slot and we have a structural level of 1. But the thing is, that is not what I want to do, because to increase the number of stacks, what we want, we need to actually increase the number of slots on it. And for that, we have made these storage upgrades. And the storage upgrades basically just increase the number of stacks, as I say, increasing the storage capacity by 64 stacks. Though what we're planning to do is add a storage upgrade times 3, and this is going to upgrade it to 192. It's fairly simple really. All we need to do is add the second upgrade, obviously shift and left click, and it changes its colour once again. And then get 3 of these, and it says here storage upgrade times 3. And then all we have to do again is shift and left click, click. And you can see here we've added them 192 stacks, so we now have 256. So that is blooming awesome. I think we'll just do this to this other chest, because we're going to need a couple of these for the stone. Everything else I think is just going to be normal barrels. So let's just do this and this and this. There we go. Empty. Yes, we have 2 full barrels. So now we have 2 barrels that are both 256 stacks. So that, in my eyes, is pretty cool. So I just need to pick these up like. Oh, and that's the annoying thing, is if you chop them with an axe, you lose all the upgrades and stuff. So that is something we're going to have to be careful with. That's why we've got these matter transporters for much later on as such. Though I think we're just going to put these in the chest, and I'll get onto the next section in a second. So next on our next to-do list is the case of what we're going to transport the items from the quarry into the barrels with. And the couple options are like the pipes from thermal expansion, or as you know, formal formation, whatever you want to call it, or buildcraft, or ender IO pipes. But I think the pipes that we're going to go with at the moment, because they're exceedingly cheap, are these, the transfer pipes from extra utilities. And as you can see, the recipe right here, how cheap is that? Some stone, a piece of redstone, and 2 glass. So that is going to be extremely simple. And to get the items out of the quarry itself, we're going to use one of these transfer nodes, and this itself is also pretty simple. We just need some transfer pipe again, plus more redstone, some more stone, and a chest. So pretty cool. Let me just go and get the stuff a minute. So first thing to be made is the pipes. I've already just gone ahead and done this, and that is not correct. The thing that I should have done is taken this stone and I've actually made these properly. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That should suffice. So now it's like that, and like that. 1, 2. How many more can I get? Oh, perfect. That's perfect. So 4 on that side, 4 on that side, and there we go. We've got how many? 32 transfer pipes. Awesome. And now is the case of the transfer node. Where the hell is it on the Senii? Liquid, no, it's the normal node, normal one. So stone, bring it in that. So we put that there, that goes there. There's 2 stone here, 2 pieces of redstone, right? So, and 1 transfer pipe. And voila, we can actually take the items out now. And the good thing with these, we can actually upgrade them, and that I'll get on to a little bit later. Right, I need to tidy up this blooming inventory now, so I can try and get this blooming quarry sorted. Now is the fun bit, making this blooming quarry, and it is actually quite simple compared to like some of the other quarries, such as like the Ender one and the quarry post, which I did talk about earlier on in the episode. I think, did I? I don't know, I can't really remember. Either way, first thing we've got to do, even though we've got one of these here, we need to make another 6 of these cogs first. Like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like so. Make sure it's in the right blooming place. Voila. And then cover these with stone. Easy said than done. Oh, it's getting better. Now, iron. Like so. 1, 2, like that. And then cover the remainder with gold. Like so. Take them. And then, last but not least, cover the last 2 with diamonds. Voila. Okay, now all I have to do now is place these like that. Place these 2 like so. Then these 3 here like that. Some redstone dust. And our new freshly made diamond pickaxe. And here we go. 1 quarry. Very, very cool. I cannot wait to get started started with this thing. So now it's just a case of heading to the mining dimension so we can set this little ground eater up so we can get started and get all these resources in. So I'm going to make some more of these barrels, get a few more little bits and bobs sorted. I'll see you in the mining dimension. Right, welcome back and welcome to the mining age. This is only the 2nd or 3rd time I've actually been here, and now we're just about to get started setting up our quarry. And the first thing that we have to do is to set some landmarks up. And to basically make these, it's just simply a redstone torch with like some lapis over it. And what this is going to do once we put it in place is case of set the markers, i.e. where we want the quarry to dig. So what quadrant are we on at the moment? We are 315 at the moment. So I'm just going to set up a square. So I'm thinking maybe about 30 to 40, I think. So this won't take a second. Right. All the markers are in place and I believe they are correct, so all we have to do is right click, and as you can see, red border indicating the area that we have selected to quarry. So this is going to be extremely fun. So next stage now is just to set up our little quarry area. So first thing to go down is the quarry, and as soon as we do this you'll see a load of scaffolding come up. Voila, quarry is set to thing. We'll keep 10 chunks loaded. This is going to be pretty cool. The only annoying thing, I've set this up in like a creative world just to test it out, and the annoying thing is if you put one of the transfer nodes that we built before on top here, it seems to fit the fill that with the scaffolding, which is really annoying. So this is why we have to put a chest on here. So very annoying, and then just connect it up with where are we? Our transfer node. And okay, make sure it's all correct. So now it's just a case of setting up all of these barrels. So this shouldn't take a second, or at least a few minutes at most. Okay, we're just about to go, and the only thing I'm not too sure about is whether we're going to have enough barrels or not. But seeing we've got these 2 better barrels with both having 256 stacks max, I think that should suffice for a little bit for the stone, but I'm not too sure. So something's telling me I might have to go make a few more of these. So that'll be quite fun actually. So next thing we've got to do is just actually set up some power. And what I've done, I've just made a couple furnace generators. And this one here, I just tested it out. And it's just a case of plonk that down there. And then it's just a case of plonk this like so. And I think we're going to have to do something about that. So what we have to do now is put this down here. And you can see this is all our charcoal. So place that on there and it should pull it out into there, I should think. Okay, maybe not. Hold on a sec. Right, that should do the job. I can't believe that happened again. It's just a case of it only works if it's on the bottom. And look at this. This is completely new. I've seen it on videos but never actually seen it in person. So what it's basically doing is destroying all the trees inside this little border. But though we have got a little problem. It's just a case of if I go offline, it'll keep this area loaded and keep the surrounding chunk which the quarry's in, but it won't keep this chunk here and the chunk over there where everything else is, which is a little bit of a pain. So what I've actually had to do is make this dimension anchor. It's a very, very simple recipe, just a case of block of iron and 4 gold. On our server, it's just a case of these aren't really restricted. It's just a case of if you do go on a server yourself, it might be different rules might apply. So it's just a case you put this down here. Are we in the right chunk? Like so. Yeah, I'm in this one here, I think. No, let's just put it here. And so sort it out. It's just a case of what you want. And what we want to do, we want a 3x3 area and set owner to server. That's fine. And we can also set square. So we can use a square line, a Z line, which is pretty cool, or a normal square. So this shall stay going while I go offline for a little bit. And that is what I'm going to do now, because I don't really fancy staying on here waiting for everything to complete, because judging by the size of it, even though it's only around about 30 by 30, maybe a bit more, it's still going to take for blooming ever. So I'm going to be seeing you once this is finished, maybe about tomorrow morning in my eyes. So see you in a bit. So in front of us, you might be expecting to see one finished quarry. Well, it is finished in a way, but I have no idea what level it has actually got down to, especially with all this water in it. But the only problem is, if we just take a little look over here, you can see I've got quite a good number of ores and such. Though when I came on, I thought, oh, pretty good haul. But when I had a second look at them, I was thinking, okay, this doesn't really seem to be as much as I was originally thinking. And that is down to one specific reason. This blooming transfer node on top of this chest. Because if we just take a stack of this stone, and also, yeah, we've got the obsidian in here. The transfer node kind of decided not to work. So when I came on, this chest was full, I was out of fuel, and this thing wasn't moving. So another fact, especially with this chunk loader we have on, it kind of spat out all the items and all of them despawned. So I lost presumably so much stuff, and it was just a case, I'll just show you now. If we just put the stone in like so, you can see stone goes through without a care in the world. But if we decide to put the obsidian in, you can see this one goes out as well, but it kind of just stays put. So I'm thinking it's kind of a little bit of a bug between this and that. It's alright if you're just doing like you cobblestone generators and such, but that is not what we're going to do. So this is going to have to be changed. So just take this off and get rid of this. Where's me axe? Axe. There we go. And did it like so. Now we've gone ahead and made ourselves like an iron chest, and I'm hoping this works, because I've seen quite a few videos online that use this method of using like one of these iron chests and such. But only way we're going to find out is actually put it on and test it out. So place it on like that. Now do that. Check the node. Okay, we kind of have a little bit of a problem here. I don't really get this. it should be pulling these items out through here. Even with the speed upgrade, it should be pulling them out. But this is going to take some little bit of working out, because I'm completely stumped. Right, I'm back, and we finally sorted out the issue with this bloody quarry. I cannot believe how long it has actually taken me to work out. Literally gone to the point of resetting the mining age, redoing it, and trying again, and it was still the same. And it turns out that all the barrels that I had originally on the top, the barrels themselves do not accept imports from beneath unless there's already something in them, which means obviously for quarry purposes it's kind of pointless, because when I came on this morning after setting up the quarry last night expecting it to run for around about 4 to 5 hours, it got down to around about level 30, but in terms of the amount of stuff I got, it wasn't near as half as much as I was originally anticipating. But either way, it's not too bad actually. I've got some decent ores, but it's just a case now of trying to stock up on the charcoal so I can get this thing running for at least another 5 to 6 hours. That is going to be a tall order, because the jungle trees I have at spawn, there's only one blooming growing, so that's kind of a bit annoying to be honest. But either way, this quarry is running in a new mining age. We are ready to go, providing we can get charcoal, and I can't believe it. It's freaking fantastic. So unfortunately, looking at my timer, we have near enough run out of time for the episode. Always unfortunate, because I was hoping to actually have this quarry finished so you can see all the glorious haul that I've got, but from this, it's only partially done, so it's not too bad. Really isn't too bad. I've still got a good amount. So if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe, because each little comment, subscription and like helps my channel so much. I'll see you next time.